Isekai Ending.exe Chapter 1. Welcome to the Epilogue. The transition was immediate, a disorienting kaleidoscope of colors washing over Alex Thompson's vision. 1 second he was slumped in his cramped bedroom, consumed by the monotony of life behind a computer screen. The next, he stood in the midst of a sprawling meadow, the sun hanging high in a cerulean sky. Wisps of cotton-like clouds drifted lazily, taunting him with their serenity. The air was infused with the aroma of wildflowers and fresh grass, a stark contrast to the musty smell of his room littered with energy drink cans and half-eaten snacks. Ugh, what now? He muttered, rubbing the sleep from his eyes. Another isekai? Really? He had spent countless nights immersed in stories of epic heroes summoned to fantastical worlds, but this was different. This felt like a dream, déjà vu mingling with a sense of unease. In his RPG-addled brain, he expected quests and monsters, magic and mayhem. Instead, he was greeted only by the chirping of birds and the gentle rustling of the wind through the grass. "Hello," he called, half expecting a medieval villager or an enigmatic sage to leap out from behind a tree. Instead, his voice echoed back, mocking and alone. Suddenly, laughter rang out from a small group of figures off in the distance. Clothed in vibrant tunics and woven shawls that fluttered with every movement, they resembled characters ripped straight from a storybook, their faces lit with joy. One figure, a woman with bright red hair and a penchant for mischievous shallows, caught his attention. She stood with one hand on her hip, a bow slung across her back, and her emerald eyes twinkled with humor. "Don't be shy," she said, her voice clear and melodic, as she jogged toward him. "We don't bite, unless you're into that sort of thing." Alex blinked at her, confusion etched on his face. "I'm new here, and, you're real?" "Real as the sunset," she smirked, as if she made a habit of confusing newcomers. "But this isn't just a dream. You've landed in Atheroria, love. Welcome to the epilogue of our wild story." "Epilogue?" he echoed, taking a cautious step toward her. The other figures in the group, a burly man with a thick beard, a bespectacled elf with pointed ears, and a wiry young man with wild hair, watched him with a blend of curiosity and amusement. "A grim tidbit from our prelude," the elf said, adjusting his glasses. "You arrived at a most peculiar moment. The heroic deeds that reverberate through our histories have come to a close. Yet not all tales are told completely." The red-haired woman rolled her eyes. "Ignore Eldrin. He likes to sound smarter than he is. You're just in time to witness the aftermath of a world-saving quest, a victory dance we've all partaken in, but alas, there's more to this tale." "What do you mean, aftermath?" Alex asked, irritation creeping into his tone. "Where's the adventure? The monsters? The epic battles?" "Relax, hero," the young man said matter-of-factly, a lopsided grin spread across his face. "It's all sorted. The villain was vanquished. Everyone's just gotten tired of fighting. We're living our happily ever after. That spell you cast, you must have been born under a lucky star." "Lucky star?" Alex repeated, raising an eyebrow. "What makes you think I'm the hero here?" The red-haired woman laughed again. "Haven't you heard? Heroes are as common as wildflowers here, although it's rare for a newcomer to appear at this stage. Most don't come after the story's climax." "Wait, if I'm not heroic, then what am I supposed to do? Just chill here." He ran a hand through his hair, frustration mounting. "I didn't sign up to be a bystander in someone else's adventure." "Quite the dilemma," the bearded man said, his gravelly voice threading through the conversation. "However," he leaned forward, "there are whispers of unfinished business, a hidden quest yet unraveled, something buried beneath our celebratory haze." "What kind of quest?" Alex leaned in, suddenly intrigued. "Patterns in the fabric of everything," the elf Eldrin smirked knowingly. "Hidden shadows in a world thought to be complete. Only those brave enough, and perhaps foolish enough, to delve deeper may uncover what lies beyond the happy endings." Alex felt a shiver run down his spine. "So you're saying you need me? For something?" "Precisely," the young man clapped his hands. "It won't be easy, mind you. The others might be content with their mundane lives, but if you're willing to step out of the tulip field and into the unknown, you may be the key to uncovering what we've overlooked." He felt a spark leap within him, excitement blooming like the wildflowers around them. "So, where do I start? What's the first step?" "Patience, hero," the red-haired woman winked. "First, we need to assess the landscape. You can't just leap headfirst into the unknown without preparation. Follow us, and we'll show you the remnants of the last battle. Perhaps something there will guide you." With that, she motioned for him to follow, leading the way across the sun-kissed meadow. The world around him seemed vibrant and alive, and for all his previous disillusionment, he felt the rush of adventure he always craved. As they walked, the bearded man shared stories of their last great quest. "We fought the shadow worm at the peak of Mount Lavith. It was a fierce battle, thunderous and glorious. We lost good friends, but we prevailed in the end." "Kind of thickens the air, doesn't it?" Eldrin said, adjusting his glasses as they approached a dilapidated ruin cloaked in vines, a remnant of an ancient castle. "It's strange how a place once teeming with life can become a ghost of itself." As they neared the structure, Alex felt a chill. It was unremarkable at first glance, but the air vibrated with something unsaid. He closed his eyes, squinting against the unexpected heaviness clinging to his skin. "What's wrong?" the young man asked, concern sparking in his voice. "Just a feeling," Alex admitted. "What happened here?" The red-haired woman broke away, inspecting the walls adorned with fading runes and crumbling stone. This ruin was part of a great citadel, crafted to protect Etheroria from a power that should never return. Each brick and shard is filled with stories yet untold. Alex approached, drawn to the wall where the runes flickered, whispers of a language old and forgotten. He traced his fingers along the jagged edges, and at once, a surge of energy pulsed through him, whispering a verse he couldn't understand, yet somehow felt. "Do you feel that?" he asked, exhilaration growing within him. "It's like something is calling." "Precisely," Eldrin exclaimed. "You're attuned to this world. This is remarkable. Does this mean I can unlock some kind of quest?" His heart raced at the thought. "Perhaps," the red-haired woman said slowly, her expression shifting to one of caution. "But with every quest comes danger. Shadows are not simply memories. They linger, and the power that once resided here does not take kindly to intruders." "Fine by me," Alex replied, determination solidifying in his chest. "I didn't come to sit idly by. I want to make a difference, even if it's just within this epilogue." As they stood there, Alex felt the threads of fate tugging at him. He was no longer just an observer. This world needed him, and he needed it. It was time to weave his own story, even if it began in a sprawling meadow at the edge of another's ending. "Lead the way," he said with newfound resolve. Within the shadows of forgotten tales, the flowers sighed, and the adventure that began with a lingering question was about to unfold anew. The echoes of this land were alive, stirring with anticipation for what was to come. With determination, lighting a fire in his heart, Alex took a brave step forward, ready to rewrite the epilogue and discover where the hidden quest would lead him.